So, howdy y'all. Welcome to my stream. I kind of thought I might have to do something with the green screen because I put it up quite hastily. I apologize that it took so long to get in today. We were cleaning behind the rabbit cages and we still have one more to go, but we'll wait till next weekend. I hope. I'm thinking about rebranding my channel, by the way. I'm considering changing my name from that Craig girl to Ceana of the Crags. Craig is someone who comes from the Crags. That's just what that name means, okay? And Ceana Craig is my real name. And people get upset when they see that Craig girl and then they come in and they see an old woman. I prefer the term experienced gamer. Thank you very much. Because I am very experienced. I had my first Commodore, well, we had an Atari in 1980. I played D&D from 1977. I had my Commodore 64 was my first actual PC. I had that in 1986. And then in the 90s, we had a Nintendo and a Super Nintendo. We also had PCs, so name them on. Played in DOS mode back when. And then I've been gaming ever since then, just a variety of games. So, aloha. Welcome to my stream. Thank you for coming and sitting with me. I appreciate it. This is our Binging Tyranny stream in garb. That's what I'm missing. I might not be able to get this on alone, but I'm going to give it a go. My fingers get really doof when they have to do something fine. That's the reason. Okay, so I'll leave my cross over here to the side, and let's go. Bye-bye. I sat down today and I thought we didn't stream yesterday. We did stream yesterday. That video will be available. I downloaded DaVinci to play with it and found out it doesn't support MKV files. And when my stream crashes, it leaves behind an MKV file automatically because it doesn't have time to remux it. And yeah, so I had to combine my streams and then convert that MKV file into an MP4, and that takes forever because it was kind of a long stream too. It was just a little over 3 hours. We had one that was 6 hours, but that will become available. Was my point. I am thinking we had business here. Just a second. What is this? Twin Rivers. Okay, yeah. Before we go off half-cocked, using we in the broadest sense of the term, because obviously I'm the one in danger of it. By the way, I went hiking this morning, bathed in a proper bathtub, bathed. Oh, that felt so nice. And got myself all washed up. And then we did the rabbit cages, so it's been a busy day already. Dear Kirsten, Your summation is most fascinating. Thank you for sharing. You are certainly not the first to proclaim an edict. Many of us have been used to complete the casting of the Overlord's magic, and you aren't the first to break and edict. I think they meant an edict. Though that list of names is smaller, more exclusive list. What's curious, though, is living and recorded memory make no mention of someone who both proclaimed and shattered the same edict. In that regard, you are an anomaly. Okay, the bad news is the Archons know of this and will be suspicious of this distinction. Along with this parchment, I have included the contact information of the Honorable Fate Binder Meothis, an older peer of mine and perhaps the most knowledgeable in all the court on matters not taught to us by Tunon. Treat her with respect, and she will not betray your confidence. Best of luck, Kirsten. I think things are about to get even stranger for you. So no reply is required, apparently. Over here, and there's our new one. It didn't show up because we just got it. First what? Demon Dragon, Divine Demon Dragon, I'm not catching what your thing is. What's first? I beg your pardon? Oh. Okay. Quill in hand, you loom over a blank sheet of parchment. You have binder Mythios contact information in hand and contemplate your opening words. Okay, so we didn't get a missive from her. We are pinning our own. Introduce yourself and send 500 rings. I'm going to have my I think I have a guy who's being Lethian toy, party true to the Scarlet Chorus. I'll have him do that. So let's do a polite introduction. We can be polite when it's in our interest, can't we? Dear Fatebinder Meophis, I write to you at the urging of your peer and tutor, Fatebinder Rogalus. He has found himself bereft of answers, a rare condition for him, and suggested you may be the only source of the answers I seek. If you will pardon the imposition, it would mean a great deal to learn what you know of Kyros' edicts and the magic of the Spires. The mountain spire of the Tears has awoken to my presence, and they've not mentioned we have the second spire already. I guess we were very quick about that. So, and an event that occurred moments after I resolved an edict of Kyros, the same edict we proclaimed. So it's critical that I learn just what has happened to me and what it all means. I thank you in advance for your consideration and wisdom. Fatebinder Kirsten. Okay. And now let's get smart. Not like Get Smart. I used to love that show. Which actually meant smart. Get smart. You know, not like Get Smart. I was a small child back then. Tunon is displeased with the chaos, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Evidence against the voices of Narot and evidence against Ashengrave. We have no evidence against Ashengrave? I thought we let them ramble on until we had... Okay. Okay, I'm on drugs here. I thought... I'm not on drugs, okay, just to make that clear. It's just a saying that we have in America, or they had when I left, and I haven't really advanced further. Return to Lethian's Crossing. Okay, yeah, we need to deal with the mage bane. Stimmt. That's stimmt. I thought somebody else had wanted us to go here, but maybe we had already finished what they wanted. Let's go to the crossing itself. It's a lot of traveling in this game. Put your best personal leather carriers or personnel leather carriers on. At the end of the road, a small child crouches next to an abandoned wagon. Rummaging through its contents from afar, she resembles a bedraggled urchin, smirking face lined with dirt, her tunic torn, and although stained, she spots your approach and lets out a small yelp. Sprinting off into the copse of trees and vanishing from view. Let us follow her. You follow the child. She weaves between the trees. We're going to get in trouble here, aren't we? This is going to be like the BBC Musketeers, isn't it? By the way, you don't seem to... Well, at the moment, there's nothing playing, but we'll see. You follow her as she weaves between the trees until the forest gives way to open fields and a small farmstead. Ah, empty from the last harvest. Didn't we have this already? The girl leads you across the grounds, past 2 empty houses and a row of clay beehives, eventually racing into an open barn. As you enter, after her, you see a clutch of children hurdled in the rear. Trembling as you approach, there are 6 in all, gaunt faces and tired eyes shared among them. One boy drops a small knife as you approach, letting it vanish within the folds of straw at his feet. Okay, the children swear they are alone, claiming to be orphans from a massacred village. There's no reason not to believe them, I feel. I'd literally just turned my computer on to stream. Elijah? Can someone take care of the other part of the vacuum cleaner, please? They fled during the fighting and retreated to this farmstead. Its owners, they claim, slain by Kyros' forces. The barn is full of harvested rye and a few jars of stored honey. No doubt the reasons why these children are still alive. Leave the children food and rings. Send them to train as spies for Tunan's court. Let's ask about the empty cart on the road. Some of the children exchange concerned glances before the little girl you trailed speaks up. Her voice wavers and she blurts out a stammering explanation. The cart was likely used by a traveling merchant and abandoned once the soldiers clashed in the nearby area. Her eyes flicked to the ground for a brief moment, long enough for you to follow its gaze to a leather boot, barely visible between the tied bundles of standing straw. You push past them and kick aside the bundles, revealing the corpse of a middle-aged man with multiple puncture wounds in his neck and back. The children gasp at the revelation and some begin to cry. The young girl pleads innocence, claiming that the man discovered the farm and attacked her, pinning her to the straw before her friends returned and stabbed him to death. She begs you to believe her. Oh, sadly, we are not planning on working for Tunan for the in the long term, so let's give them some food and rings. I believe her, and if not, they are just children. For fuck's sake, they're just trying to survive. The stored supplies will last the children another season, but not much beyond that. You open your pack and hand the children a few pieces of cured meat, and more importantly, some rings, advising them to find a nearby settlement and seek out care. The group is grateful but cautious, not budging from their protective cluster until you step out of the barn. And I really just don't mind. This has long loading screens, doesn't it? I don't know. Oh, I do need to. I just noticed that I do need to. Like I said, I just put that up very rashly before I started streaming, and so I didn't notice that part was showing. Okay. Hello. And again, welcome to my stream. I'm glad y'all are here. Glad you can join me. Weather has turned beautiful here in Germany, which I'm grateful for. If you're not already following me, follow me or subscribe to me. Turn on your notifications. You'll know when I'm online. Maybe it's something that'll interest you. Or you will see when I upload a video, when I've finished editing them. And hopefully adding the chapters ahead of time as well, which is my new goal. Because when I upload them to YouTube and have to edit them in YouTube, it takes too long for me to be able to add the chapters, and they only show my videos for 24 hours to people. And the less views I have, the less people they show them to the next time, by the way, which is how that works, which means that it is a struggle to get a small channel going in YouTube. I've heard that Google is the same way. So... before we talk to him, let us revisit our reputations here. Lethian's Crossing is a high positive, because if we keep Magebane, that's going to knock that down. If we keep Magebane, we're going to have some problems with our boss too, but it looks like we can afford to. I turned against him and still... I don't know. I kind of like the kid, but... Arcane Unraveling. Weakened and fatigued affliction for X amount, so 47.2 seconds. Fire a bolt of energy that explodes in an area around the target. That's very helpful. Maybe we can keep it. Kirsten, do you remember your training under Blood and Mark? I remember mine. Funny to think... I'm sorry, who is this from? Okay, from that gal. Funny to think that you and I are about a century apart, but to Blood and Mark, we are all children. I'm now the oldest of the court's children, and I've seen much in my time. I was wondering how that other guy was her mentor or whatever. It didn't make sense. It's probably for the best everyone assumes I'm old, harmless, and worth shuffling away in the archives. If I were scrutinized too closely... I'm sure Tunon would find I've grown lax in my spoiled old age. Part of why I am where I am is that I've kept my head down. You appear to be doing the opposite. In some regards, this is beyond your control. You were chosen for the honor of proclaiming Kyros' edict twice. To decline would have meant death, but to accept means to place on the stage. To accept means to be placed on the stage for all to see. Kyros' most powerful weapon is not the edict. It is her ability to hand us a rope that we willingly use to hang ourselves. Never forget this. There are numerous questions nestled in your request. What is it you wish to know most? Focus your inquiry, and I will answer as best I can. I'm most interested in the Spires. They are the source of my power. By the way, if you're playing this game, you'll notice you now have a power bar as soon as you get one of the Spires. Okay, and our power will continue increasing when we get allies to us, as we take more Spires, etc. I think a lot of these games, people don't like them because they don't really understand them as thoroughly as they could. I think they're approaching it as a power gamer and not as a role player, and really exploring the various mechanics. This is just my thought on the matter, you know? It's like we can train every level, and sometimes we can train ourselves up to the next level. That's something that needs to be leveraged. You killed a foe with a critical hit. You defeated a powerful enemy. You equipped a powerful artifact. Yeah, this one. So again, let us remind ourselves, however, Forge Bound absolutely love us. The Beastmen have no opinion of us. They love us. They have no opinion. They love us. Of course, they're our allies. This is a love-hate relationship. Oh. Did we actually ever pick our stuff? I'm starting to wonder now if we picked our reputations. I don't see any that can be picked. Okay, so this is great because now the Scarlet Chorus, we have plus 30 defense against bleeding and burning attacks for them. Well, for everyone. So now let's see if we can get them up. Then we can get shielded for 40 damages for 30 seconds. It's a passive one. That'll be cool. So the Unbroken have barely heard of us. I love it. Okay. But then again, I'm a freak. So let's talk to him about Magebane. I'm not going to force him to give it to us, but maybe I will. We won't lose very much reputation with them anyhow, will we? May the silence of peace and the jangling of rings both follow you in all things. What a nice thing to say. I've recovered Magebane Helm from Rodaman. The only problem is if we keep it for us, this settlement stays unprotected. And we can probably protect ourselves. So Aldian's face breaks into an enormous smile, and he puts out his hand in joy. I knew you wouldn't fail. And now we can put it back where it belongs. Please let me have it. Of course, here you go. Because if we don't, they are open to attack by the Bane. Okay, it's kind of stupid, even though we've cleared out the old walls there. That's the way that it's scripted. Okay, Eldon gingerly takes the helm from your hands, breathing a sigh of relief. Thank you, Fatebinder. No words could ever express our gratitude or touch the debt the people of Lethian's Crossing owe you. You have saved us all. So we lost a lot of wrath with them. Crossing owe you. Oh, okay. The debt that the people of the Crossing owe you. You have saved us all. Okay. Let me see what he says. No, Fatebinder, you cannot. Without... Okay. That's fine. Then we'll just leave it. If you feel that strongly about it, old man, I'm pretty sure I can take care of myself. And again, we are playing a new game plus. Okay. I don't always stream in garb, by the way, and I'm going to find myself a hat. I'm just trying to find one that's reasonably well made. I may have to dye it myself because all I can find are white ones from the periods. in which my garb. And I'm not a princess. You get all these freaking princess hats, you know. So let's see if we need to talk to her. Hello. How'd you end up in charge of the venturing guard here? Ah, okay. Arius requested that I could take control. Okay, so let's go see the Forge Bound and see if there's anything we can do with them. Not like, you know, kinky stuff, just maybe they can make something for us. We've already been in her house? Yes? No, maybe? Oh, we're looking for it. That's right. That's what's missing off our list. There's quests missing off our list, isn't there? We already went through that. There are quests missing from our list. She wanted me to find that one feller whose name started with an A. Antio or something like that? Or Andos? I'm bad with it. Give him a number, I'll remember it. Give him a name? Okay, so, Hidden Truths. Okay, that was quick. Sage, this is somebody else. Sage L. Dear Fatebinder Kirsten, may this missive find you in able health. I write to you in hopes of striking a bargain with the court. By the laws of Kyros, I am a purveyor of lies. If my work for the school of Ink and Quill... In my work for the School of Ink and Quill, I have written many texts, and while some of the particulars are at odds with the history as taught by those loyal to Kyros, I truly believe that our work is not blasphemous, nor treasonous, nor does nothing, and it does nothing but exemplify the inevitability of Kyros. It is not my place to say what is and isn't worthy of censure. That duty, if I understand correctly, is yours. My offer is this. If you preserve my text, I will submit my neck to any sentence you deem worthy. I want him as my ally. Without protest. My life is worth little compared to the texts that have required the life's work of countless sages. I understand such writings will likely need to be kept in a vault far from offending eyes, but I can be assured our written echoes will live on. My flesh and blood are the court's to discard. If you are amiable to my offer, seek me out. My current whereabouts are far from the ruins of the Vellum Citadel. See the reverse of this parchment for instructions. If you make your way to the location directed, I will seek you out. On the reverse side of this missive is a charcoal sketch of what appears to be a small keep built alongside mountain foothills. The map of the tiers is drawn in the corner, and a circle that seems to indicate the location is in the bastard tier, north and yet east of the bastard city. Let's politely agree. Banners don't cost you anything. Seriously. Dear Sage L, your request is a bit unorthodox. If you are aware of your role in creating forbidden lore, surely you must know that asking me to harbor such things is asking me to take your crime upon myself. But I am not without reason or mercy, and I will at least hear out what you have to say in person. I want him as my ally. So we were going to visit her, and then we'll go see about a meeting place for this guy. We're doing good deeds, folks. This is, in my opinion, the closest you can come to playing a good character, is helping these people against the oppression that's being perpetrated upon them. I might be biased, but nah, I'm not. She gonna ask me again which hand I use? You have returned. Lorna turns to face you, her body covered head to toe in charred hues, chest rising and falling under the strain of the labored breathing. There is always more demand for iron than there is time in the day. Yes. She removes a set of heavy canvas gloves and bowls her fists. The joints of her fists cracking in unison. Ow. How may I be of assistance? I guess we'll say this since I have it there a gazillion times. Oh! We received a sigil. I've already spoken to him. The young weasel thought he could find rare metals in the old walls, didn't he? I'm more impressed that he returned with his life than anything that he might have found. Thanks for your hand in this fate binder. You at least deserve a reward. Whoa, thank you very much. You look wary. Are you well? And then she says ecstatic. And she explains to us that her link to the forge takes a lot of energy from her while she's forging. I'll read it to you. The ritual of the forge links heart to hammer. My blood beats only when I strike my ingot. My forge runs too hot for my breath. My forge runs too hot if my breath becomes too hurried. The bond is both fatiguing and exhilarating. Couldn't that kill you? Oh, I should hope so. She laughs, her face blushing the color of molten metal. Better than being defiled and killed by brigands, poisoned by grain rot, or slain in childbirth. That's a strange turn of phrase. Would not a soldier wish to die in battle? Okay, is that how you excel at your craft? Well, that in practice. But yes, the ritual links the senses to the materials and the body to the tools. My hand becomes the joint, the hammer the true end of my arm. I feel the heat of the forge as if it were the weather of the room. Under such circumstances, true focus can emerge. Fascinating. Okay. Let's just go through this. I don't really want to read all that, to be honest with you. I remember my very first game that I streamed. I was like, I changed games because I was like, oh my gosh, this game has so much reading in it. Yeah, most of the games I play do. Let's be honest about it. Okay, what can you tell me about the master? Okay. Why make weapons when you could kill your foes with magic? Why walk if you could pay porters to carry you? She shakes her head with a huff. We have ways to protect ourselves from those who would abuse us, but we study the arcane for purposes of building, not destroying. We leave that to others. We can take our implements and use them to sow chaos if they choose. They can. I would rather take chaos and forge order out of it. It's very interesting. Okay. So, and we'll ask, but it's really rude. She says no. But almost everyone asks. Relics of arcane power must grow into themselves. They are never made from nothing. She points her finger in the air and smiles. But what I can do is use my magic to swing my hammer with perfect precision, or work a cantrip to handle molten metal with my bare hands. We can build artifacts of exceeding quality and refinement, but they must be used in great deeds to grow into relics of power. And that is why we seek to put the works of our forges into the hands of the greats. True legends require the alliance of swordmaker and swordmaster. Okay. We already asked her that. It's like really freaky that you can ask her that so many times. Oh, so that actually completes the Leave No Man Behind quest. That's interesting. I didn't know that. I thought it was completed when we helped him get out. OT. Live and learn, right? I just never paid attention. Plus, I felt like that was just tooting my own horn. I mean, obviously he got back. Did we have to say that he didn't get back without our help? I don't know. Just seems cost to me. So those are camping supplies. And now we're, like I said, we're supposed to find this one guy for her. And I want to talk to him. But I got to find him first. See if Melita will speak to us now. She usually doesn't speak to us. What's weird is he's not here. What's weirder is it's not in our journal. Okay, that's just the primary ones. Haha. Here we go. That's what we were looking for. She mentioned that their weapon shipment was being moved through the Deserters' March. That's what I had in mind. And then the Widow's Revenge. We're supposed to look for him in Twin Rivers. So let's go to Twin Rivers real quick. And I still prefer to do this kind of thing here. You know what? On second thought, let's go up here. Yes, I know. It was stupid of me. Let's go up here and see if we can talk to this one gal. And again, guys, welcome to my stream. And if you think you're alone in here, just push on the little person in the chat in Twitch and you will see there are several people lurking in the chat. And I know they're there because they're always there and they're very sweet to always be here. I am in awe of their support. I'm very happy for it. Because that is support and encouragement, even if they don't count in the stream. Because they're probably doing something else next to the stream, which is fine. I get that. Life is busy. So let us go here first. See if we can find that fella and talk to him. Because I don't believe her. I don't believe her. I didn't trust her the first time I met her. Is he going to be on the other side by those Bane? You suck. Didn't we go up in between? Maybe we can... Oh, that was the Pillars of Eternity, wasn't it? Yeah. See? I get quite thoroughly confused here. I remember how much I wanted this game when I saw it and the Pillars of Eternity, because I immediately realized that they were, if some of the people weren't from the original Baldur's Gate team, then, you know, it was certainly after that style. Aha. So. Stay back, I'm armed. Clad in piecemeal leathers, the sweaty man sizes you up, relaxing slightly as he reads your feathers. Your features. What feathers? Leave me be, please. I'm sick and I wish to be alone. I don't wish to speak to anyone right now. You seem nervous, not ill. Indeed, I am. I can't stomach it anymore. I thought I'd get used to seeing people die, but the Brotherhood and their raids, just, there's no end to sight. He kicks at the soil, his hands idly playing with his necklace as his feet shuffle anxiously. I just want to be away from the folk of the crossing right now. Okay, you're dressed oddly for the Brotherhood. He looks down at what he's wearing. Oh, this. Yeah, well, I'm not actually a Brotherhood soldier. He stops for a moment, gauging your reaction. It's the only way I could see to get out of Lethian's crossing alive. Dea was trying to find me, and I thought it best to disguise myself as a Brotherhood sellsword and follow them. I found a dead brother and donned some of his armor. I didn't really have time to figure out how to put it all on, but it worked well enough to get me out. Okay, so I guess we're going to have to say this to get farther. I know you killed her wife. What? You must be joking. I would never. His mouth moves, but no words form. As he paces back and forth, it's a lie. His eyes dart about in many directions. Just tell me the other side. Tell me your side of the story, and if you're innocent, you have nothing to fear. Okay? For a moment, it seems as though he's going to follow through and try to get past you. With a cry, he sinks to his knees. Please. I didn't do anything. I think they were having an affair and Dea killed her wife. May Kyros strike me down if I'm lying. He trembles pitifully. I didn't kill Phaedra. She did. It was Dea. Okay, you saw Phaedra die? Won't be forgetting it no matter how hard I try. He wipes at his eyes, his body shaking. It was Dea. I watched her kill her own wife. He takes several long breaths, stumbling over in panic. It was during the last raid when the brigands attacked. Okay, but why would she kill her own wife? How should I know? Here we go, guys. Drama, drama, drama. Dea was never very happy with her, and she wasn't happy that Phaedra and I were friends. And Phaedra never should have married her. I told Phaedra it was a bad idea, but she wouldn't listen, and now she's dead. Okay, so... Oh, maybe Dea's having an affair. Oh, if you and Phaedra are friends, why would Dea frame you? He takes a long, deep breath. Because I told Phaedra not to marry Dea, and she has always hated me for it. Phaedra and I have been friends since childhood. We promised to always be honest with each other, even when it hurts. When Phaedra left to live in the bastard city, I stayed in Lethian's crossing to keep an eye on things for her, because she's the granddaughter of Lethian. Then Phaedra told me she'd fallen in love. I was initially happy for her. But when she brought Dea back to Lethian's crossing to meet me, I could see right away that Dea wasn't interested in Phaedra, aside from what Phaedra could offer her. Well, why are you wearing Phaedra's necklace? This. He touches the simple turquoise medallion around his neck. It's mine. Phaedra bought it for me in Ardent 10 years ago. Sandro looks about. Did Daedra tell you this was Phaedra's necklace? That's absurd. The necklace is a symbol of friendship. I can't remember whether she had that necklace on or not when I met her. So our choices are, you're hiding something from me. Tell me now or I'll slit your throat. You're hiding by omission. I'll personally toss you into the dungeons of the bastard city. Let's pick that one. Alarmed, Sandro throws up his arms and stabs you off. Please have mercy. You see, Phaedra, well, she was Lethian's granddaughter. Okay, we know that. As Lethian's only known female heir, she inherited the land that Lethian's crossing sits on. That's right. In this game, the males, I think Pillars of Eternity is based off the same thing. The females can own land and the males can own ships, if I recall correctly. No, hold it. In Pillars of Eternity, it's the other way around, isn't it? So anyhow, but she didn't like to make a fuss about it. She just did what was needed to ensure the future of the town and left it at that. He looks around nervously and whispers. Dea, on the other hand, wanted more. I think she'd tax the merchants till near their breaking point if she were able. How can you be sure that's what she wanted? Dea was always pushing Phaedra to increase the number of rings they collected from the merchants. Fortunately, Phaedra wouldn't have it. She loved Lethian's crossing and refused to manipulate its people for her own gain. Okay, why shall I believe any of this? His shoulders slumps down. Defeated look crosses his face. I don't have any proof. All I can do is trust that as a fate binder, you know what I'm saying is true. So we can take the necklace and try to fool her into thinking that we killed him. You know what? I feel like doing that today. Let's do that. It's not out of character by any means. Sandro eyes you with suspicion. She lies about me, so now I should lose my necklace? The one that Phaedra gave me? He grabs the turquoise medallion and runs it between his fingers for a long moment. Fine, take it. If it brings Dea to justice, it's worth the price. And that's my intention, and I intend to bring it back to him if the game will let me. Okay? I do not intend to keep it. So then let's save it here and see if we can coax some of these Bane out. Or maybe have a chance here. We've already taken care of the traps.
You want me to be subtle? Fine.
They're like just moving in a circle there, aren't they?
You got it.
We're not going to be able to catch one out. Oh, fuck, there's 5 of them, aren't there?
Heads up. We have come.
Okay, actually, we have some pretty powerful stuff we can use. To be honest about it. So let's pull out all the stops because we'll be able to sleep again. Trying to decide where they're all going to go and where I can get the most of them at. Okay, let's do that. What are you doing, darling? And you. Ah, we used that last time. This is also once per rest, I believe. Although I'm not positive, so we'll just use that. It's pretty powerful shit right here, actually. Bah. Okay, that's what I hate, is when this stupid frickin' thing... When she's down, okay... I would have a better chance if Eb would have done what I told her to when I told her to.
Well, it's over.
But that's okay. We're going to give it a go anyhow. We're not going to whine and pee. So, I mean, obviously we could. Nobody's stopping us. Oops, shies. Oh, I don't have control over her, do I? Fuck. That just wastes... Just a second, let's reload. That just wasted a potion. You suck. Let's try that again, okay? Oh, my gosh. I hate that when you give someone instructions and they're just going back and forth like they can't find a path. And, you know, we have a colorful saying in English for that. They couldn't find their ass with both hands. And that's these so-called AIs. And the developers, rather than going back and fixing that sort of a difficulty, that would make sense. We can't do that. That would make sense, you know? Damn fine start.
I'll take care of it.
Looking to see who everyone is here. Whoa. They're going to be kind of brutal, aren't they? And this is, I know it's a lot of micromanagement, and for a lot of people that's a total turnoff.
You got it.
I think I don't mind because, you know, I specifically, fuck me, told her to go right there. I rest my case, you know? And again, this is very frustrating because I've already told him to do that.
You got it.
So when she finally does her frickin' thing there, then that's going to kill that one. One hopes. Oh, she already did. What? What?
If if I had kid.
She's doing really well back here. Let's have her heal him, if possible.
Whatever you need.
Be feeling that one.
Okay, so she's doing really well too. Excellent. So what are we gonna? What would we head to? Who the hair? What? By the way, guys, I did actually look and see what was going on. I looked in the OBS forums and found that there is something else I had turned on that can cause crashing in the game system, which is unspeakably annoying. And I appreciate the people who stick with me. I really do. Unbelievable.
I'll tear your skeleton out by your ass.
He was going to go down anyhow. There was really no hope for that.
You got it. Count on it.
The rest of them are in pretty good shape, though. And we need to sleep anyhow in order to get some of our powers back, right? Let's have her turn that on. She like almost never uses that. And she's going to cast her Gravelight spell here. See if she can heal herself. That seriously didn't kill that? Bloody hell. Okay, we need to go back to killing this thing. There we go. Because that's the one that's doing the most damage to me at this point.
Whatever you need.
Okay. We might get the other one with it. We'll see. I don't want to take any more potions. So if she goes down, she goes down. We're almost done anyhow.
An awful lot of red.
Yep. I know.
On it.
Oil.
You'll have to do slightly better than that. Right. That which doesn't kill me. Got dark all of a sudden.
So we do have the setting just right. I mean, when you're done with a battle and you've got, look at that, we've got 3 of them are wounded, then you're probably your settings, your difficulty setting is probably just about right, right? Shh. Well, that's at least something. I used more spells in that fight. Potions, I mean. Bloody hell. Okay, so let's sleep. That's the worst we've looked this whole game. Then we'll go back and deal with Dea. Oh, let's go over to the Desert's March and get the weapons real quick. It's a little bit farther out, but you know. 2 birds, 1 stone. So, we really don't have very many people in here today at all, unfortunately, and it is Sunday.
Curious.
Gonna have to decide how long I'm gonna stream today as a result. So, because remember, you know, it is my time too, and I do this as a hobby. I don't get paid for it, unfortunately.
I'll be your shadow.
Oh, there. I had the feeling they were moving so slowly. Oh no, we've been there. Hello, Sha, what's the problem? Okay, so we're going to have to go back anyhow. Okay. Hi, sweetness. Ooh, who's a pretty girl? Huh? Who's a pretty girl? What's Mama doing? Do you believe I posted a video of her where I was giving her love while we were gaming and gave her a candy and stuff, and 2 people came and down-liked it? People are such jackasses. That's the kind of harassment you get subjected to as a content creator. You just have to kind of learn to live with it. Her had a hard day. Yes, her was in the bathroom while we were cleaning. Oh, yes. Poor sweet baby. Oh, I love that sweet baby. She does. Okay. So let's go find this gal. My love, you are avenged. So we told her that the killer has been eliminated. Here's the necklace. She clasps her hands over the necklace, holding the trinket to her cheek. After a moment of silent thought, she takes a deep breath and looks at you with a smile. And now we're going to say, and you almost got away with it. Away with what? What do you mean? So, that's preposterous. I couldn't. Daya's face turns from flushed to stoic in a blink of an eye. She folds her arms before her and smiles. Well, mount me sideways. No, thank you. I thought I had gotten away with it. She looks down at her feet. Can't blame me for trying, though. A sly smile crosses her lips. You know, Fatebinder, with Phaedra gone, I have inherited everything she owns. Perhaps there's something I can offer you, should you decide to leave things be. I'm sorry, but I'm just going to attack her. I don't give a fuck. I've been way too nice and patient with these people.
Your days end here.
Maybe they should trust that the Fatebinder has a good reason.
On it.
Now we're going to go give him his necklace back. Those people don't have to like it. I really don't care. See? This is where we stand with Lethian's Crossing. We can afford to kill one wench. In my opinion. I'll be damned if she's going to kill her wife and then inherit everything from her. Absolutely not. Not on my watch. So the nice thing is that when I post this in YouTube, they get more views. But I'll never make any money off YouTube either, so there's that. Aside the road ahead, you espy a cart. The vehicle is abandoned, with one wheel broken free of its axle. Several crates and sacks remain piled on the small wagon, while a pair of boxes rest in the grass beside it. Let us approach the cart. As you approach, you see that the cart boasts 4 wheels, or did before the loss of the back left one, and a long leather tack and harness for a beastman hauler. One of the crates that fell to the ground broke open along its edge, and fruits have spilled out onto the ground. Examine the cart. You immediately notice the sundered hauler harness, likely the result of a bladed weapon. The broken wheel, too, appears less the coincidence of accident than human endeavor. The spattering of dark, dried blood across the boards cinches your suspicions that this cart has come under attack, yet the goods remain. Okay, let's prepare for an attack. You draw your weapon and enter a defensive crouch, peering towards the tree line in expectation of an ambush. Surely enough, you make out flickers of movement through the bush. The initiative is yours. We can still loot the cart. Let's ambush the ambushers. Leaving the cart behind, you crash into the underbrush, driving your assault to the tiersmen in battered leathers and mismatched bronze who mistakenly believed that they could get the drop on you. And there it is. So, who are these people? I can't see that they belong to any particular group. This one has an actual name. Oh, maybe they all do. No, they're both Deathblades, a sentinel. He seems to be the leader of the group. Since it seems we're not going to talk, wow. Well, that sucks no matter how you go about it.
Right. Trouble is afoot.
She's gonna dance on his head.
You got it.
Nice. We made short work of that one, didn't we?
Yeah, for the queen.
Shouldn't they be with us? They're Vendrian's well people. Drama, drama, drama.
I'm enjoying this a bit too much.
I didn't tell her to engage. That's something that frustrates me, you know? You're like, I did not tell her to engage with them, so where is the problem?
I'll tear your scalp.
So let's see what else we got. Aha. Very nice. I do, one of the things that I pour my points into is making sure that they have their abilities quite frequently. And I can really only encourage people to do the same. It's very helpful.
Out by your ass.
Well, it's not much of a chance, but it is a chance. Yeah, baby. Keep your guts in, darling. We're almost done. There you go. Whoa. Whoa. Barely. Barely. So let's loot them. Salvaged supplies. The Civil War apparently treated the bearers of this sack of supplies well, at least until they crossed you. Contained within are an assortment of goods, including flatware, bolts of cotton, hemp rope, small figurines, a board game, a sniggling line, a small flute, some copper jewelry, candles, lamp oil, and other assorted sundries of life in the tiers. In times of war, such simple necessities are worth good rings to paupers and archons alike. I love how detailed their descriptions are. I think it makes it very worthwhile. What is that? She's my baby. Why don't we have a helm? Where's our helm? Where's our helm? We had a helm. The fuck is going on here? Oh, we had... I'm such an idiot. We had Magebane on our head. Okay, well now we have this. Concessions must be made. It's a fish. What? It's a fish. There's a slab of meat you can hit people with too. There's an achievement for it. In case y'all don't know. Surely you do though. He's got a mushroom fixation, doesn't he? We did that. And she actually has nothing. We need that in the Pillars of Eternity for a crafting item. We're missing that. Maybe. So this is a random encounter, which means we won't be back.
They won't see me come.
There is no way to come back to this area.
Moving cautiously. On the lookout.
We're looking for secrets, by the way, folks. A lot of times they will find them on their own, but not always. I'm almost starting to think Sundays is a bad day to stream. Which is okay. We were on the way here to give him his necklace back. I'll be doggone if we were going to let that wench keep the necklace and everything else that she basically stole by tricking a woman into marrying her and then killing her. Would you like another cookie? So that's a num-num stuff, Mama. Say that's num-num stuff. Yes, I know. Right? Yeah. That's her prize. I have something here on my on my top. Okay, now we need to go all the way over to the other side, where we missed the quick travel thingy here. Sometimes clicking on the things just is not registering. I'm not sure why. It's kind of weird. By the way, I have high hopes for our stream today because I had the GPU acceleration turned on. And that's recommended to keep it turned off in the OBS forums because other people have crashes because of that. Day is dead. You're free to return to Lethian's crossing if you choose. Why can't we give him the necklace back? I don't like that. I really don't like that. What do you do? Oh, wow, that's nice. Do you think we have any more of those? We do. No, that's something different. Whoa. That gives you +1 finesse. Seems very exaggerated for that what it does. Alrighty, so we finished that one. Our conscience is clear. Very important. Okay, so now let's go see if we can find the weapons in Deserter's March. Okay. By the way, this is part of my garb, of course. It's not period authentic necessarily, but that's okay. Gives your fingers something to play with. That sounded wrong. Oh, hi. Hi, Dame Croft. I'm sorry I didn't see that. And usually I used to have my text to voice reader. How are you? I'm so glad you could join me. You're new around here. I know you're following me and I'm following you. What do you stream, by the way? I'm ashamed to say I haven't found time to jump into your streams yet. What did she tell us? I stream like a variety of games. You'll even see me streaming The Sims sometimes. But I prefer the role-playing games. Okay, the missing shipment. She mentioned weapon shipment was being moved through Deserter's March. Look for the weapons there. That's not just vague, is it? Oh, here we go. So, greetings, Kirsten. You are correct. There are spires all across Terratus, which basically is the word for earth there. The exact distribution of these monuments fuels all sorts of debate and speculation. But two facts seem commonplace. Most spires are built near old walls. Your mountain spire is a notable exception. And nearly every culture that predates Kyros has some local myth to explain the builders of these spires. You're from Argentina. Ah, okay. ¿Habla español? You're playing... Oh, yeah, the price is too high for me at the moment. I have it on my list. What they're asking for it is just really a lot. You probably got it while I was on sale at some point. Cool. I would love to see that, actually. It help because I find it helps you decide whether you want a game. Some of the games I play are older. And I tend to... hablo un poco español. We actually lived in a village in New Mexico where we were the only non-Mexican family when I was a child. I used to be able to speak Spanish much better. I haven't needed it, and I live in Germany, so I speak German. Cool, I'll have to stop by because I would really love to see it. I don't think I've played that game yet. Is it worth it? Yeah, I like read French. I'm fluent in German. I'm learning Czech. So yeah, Trying to refresh my Spanish as well. Cool. I'll have to try that out then. I will have to try that out then because I saw the second one and you never know whether the first one was worth it or not is the problem, you know. Okay, so let's see. I believe that Tiersmen cite the older realms as their local name for the Spire Old Walls architects, but no one knows for sure. We can still chat. I'm just going to read also. So here's what I think you need to know. First, the spires behave as arcane lodestones. There is a constant feel of magical strength around a spire. Oh, I think so too. What I think a lot of people ask me how are you able to learn so many languages? And I think I have my French grandmother to thank for that. She used to babble and sing at me in French. And then her husband was first generation American. His parents were from the old world, Sweden. Her sister-in-law was German. She'd babble German at me. And then I had a babysitter who was teaching me Spanish, okay? And my one grandfather was like, no, she needs to learn English because he was a first generation American, right? So that was his thing. But I think that being exposed to languages when you're quite young, because we're talking like 3, 4, 5 years old, right? I think that actually opens your brain up, to where you understand that the utterances coming out of your mouth have no magical meaning. And so it's a lot easier for you to learn any other string of utterances and associate it with that same concept, if you understand what I mean. So, yeah, it is. It's a lot easier. My children are bilingual, right? German English. So that has made it easier for them. My eldest daughter picks up languages from people like that. My, let's see, Elijah knows Latin, German, and English, I think, are his. Oh, and Japanese. And then my one daughter knows Korean, German, English, and French. And my eldest daughter can just pick up anything off of people, no matter where she goes. I don't even know what all languages she speaks. It's really kind of wild. So yeah, Tyranny is a lot of fun, actually, I think. You can play in one of 3 factions in essence. You can side yourself with the howling mobs. You can side yourself with the disciplined soldiers, or you can take up the part of the native people who are having this conquest thrust upon them. And so it's really fun. And there's consequences to your decisions, which makes it 500 times more fun, of course, So let's see. So if you imagine a mystic sea resting atop our world, the spires seem to spin and churn this magic, creating a spell cast with even modest effort. Creating a spell cast with even modest effort will materialize with powerful results. Second, I'd say, most tellingly, Kyros has laws against entering the old walls, but there are no laws against the spires. You could infer from this that means Kyros has no issue with the lay folk messing with the spires, but wishes to keep us safe from the old walls. You live in Misiones in Argentina. Oh, cool. And you have plenty of immigrant community. Yeah, especially German, I imagine. And if you speak English already, half of English is German. People get confused and think the other half is Latin. It's not. Because William the Conqueror took the throne in 1066 and brought the Normandy dialect of French over into the Anglo-Saxon language. These two got melded together and you have modern English. So, yeah. German's a really cool language. It's very logical. It can be very hard because there's 3 genders instead of 2, but Czech has 4, by the way. It has masculine animate, masculine inanimate, feminine, and neuter, and it has 7 cases. So, but it's a beautiful language. It really is. Yes, baby doll. No, not right. Come here. Good. So, so let's see. Okay, or you could think of an overlord, like an overlord, and know that if you place a rule against something, you make it forbidden and desirable. Now I find it telling that Kyros forbids the hallways that lead to the spires, but does not paint a target on the spires themselves. Oh, French is, I can, like I said, I can read French, but French is a hard language for me because it is so different, is spoken so differently from the way it's written. If this is actually a she, she's my baby girl. Are you, sweetheart? Yes. You're just mama's love bug. She had a hard day. We had to lock her in the bathroom while we were cleaning behind the rabbit cages. I've got 5 rabbits still. I had 13 rabbits back in 2022 before Henry died. Yeah. Her name is Owen because we couldn't tell what sex she was until she was like 6 months old, which is really late, and she was already used to the name. So yeah, that scab's going to come off at some point. Yeah. Oh, yes. Should I leave it alone for a while? Let's get that off. Can we get that off? Okay. So last but not least, as a young fate binder, I once had to oversee the case of a man who had built a shrine to Kyros around the base of a spire in the far southeast. I could find no evidence of falsity or slander. His shrine was the most reverent and loving tribute as I've ever seen. At one point, though, this man claimed he had evidence that Kyros was there where he was back in -50. Okay, he had merely, the year -50, he had merely uttered those words, and my senior binder swung the axe then and there. Being the new girl at the court, I said nothing, but I have long wondered why such a comment should require death instead of the traditional removal of the tongue. This is really weird, isn't it? Okay, so now we can ask about the edicts and their nature. Let's send that off, and let's see what's here. Okay. Oh, bugger me. We unfurl the missive and see our reply from earlier. Whether the original sender is lost or dead is unknown, but what is clear is that the carrier bird that first delivered word from Sage L was unable to find its original sender and has circled back to you with an undeliverable missive. That's not good. So we need to go visit our spires to get our stuffs. Hi, how are you? Hi, Lucius. How are you today? I'm so glad I have a bunch of people who lurk in my channel. They never write in the chat. Bless their hearts, but that, they're doing what they want to do, which is fine. So let's go to our spires. What do you think? We have to find weapons first. We do. Yes. Their favorite thing is to watch me with The Sims 4, by the way. I have a rancher guy who has little teeny mini sheep, and he goes and like shears them and plays with them, and it's on my big monitor here. They love that. They love that. They think that is so great. I don't think you can hear the noise she's making. It means they're very satisfied. This is my special companion. Her brother was too. Unfortunately, he died. I know what you want. You want that. Mama knows her little girl. She does. She knows that little girl. She's my sweetheart. So let me play a little bit more, okay? Thank you, baby. Okay, well, bummer. So we're supposed to be finding weapons here somewhere. We were here earlier. None of the bodies here match the features. Here's my thingy here. Described in the spy's notes, the satchel from which you recovered the missive is slightly damp, unlike the rest of the gear piled on the ground. Okay, so we're looking. The snack's a very important part for the stream companion. Yesterday I was eating a couple of cookies and just really in heaven, I was like, oh, there's nothing better. Eating some cookies and gaming, I don't usually stream in Garb, by the way. I just decided to start binge streaming on the weekends, some Tyranny, and to do Garb there. The Brotherhood spy likely found his resting place beneath these waters. Dive into the pool or spot the body. Let's dive into the pools. Seems like a much more... If your stream companion does not demand you snacks, do you really have a stream companion? There's a point. There's the good point. So, oh, and we pulled out a body. Killing blows. Oh, we already know that one? That doesn't seem very helpful. Okay, so judging by the dead man's nose ring. Ah. And most streamers have a Pando or a digital avatar. Yeah, I have the real Craig, pet Craig. Exactly. Actually, what I used to do earlier, by the way, in my streams, I kind of quit doing that, but if you go into YouTube and you watch my earlier streams, I used to actually have rabbit ears. I think I'll leave my rabbit ears on for the rest of the stream. That was like part of my thing. You know? My rabbit ears on. Let's see if I can get go over here. See if I can get that going a little bit higher. That's as high as it goes. Okay. That was my thing. I had this little avatar with this little elven looking gal with rabbit ears and a cup of cappuccino, you know. Okay, let me read this real quick and then just a second. Judging by the dead man's nose ring and facial scar, it appears you found the Brotherhood's spy. A thick gash runs across the front of his neck, a garish reminder of the risks of his chosen profession. The handwritten notes in his clothes have been ruined by water, though you can still see a few... You can see a few still intact magical scrolls hidden in the pocket. Okay, so that was that one we already had. So I am thinking, by the way, of rebranding my channel again, because people come in here and they get upset that I'm not an actual girl, because I am actually a very experienced streamer. I had an Atari back in 1980, as I said at the beginning of the stream. I had a Commodore 64 in 1986. I had Nintendo in the 90s. I had the Super Nintendo in the 90s and PCs all along, and I've been streaming for whatever. You can call me Ceana if you want to. I'm thinking about rebranding myself as Ceana of the Crags, because Crag means someone who lives by the crags, like, you know, jagged rocks that jut out of the ground or out of a cliffside or something. So I was thinking, since my name is Ceana Craig, that I would maybe change over to Ceana of the Crags, which was a nom de jour that I had earlier. So we still haven't found her weapons, although we did find some interesting information. Unless we already found the weapons. We were here before, so... these could be the weapons mentioned in the missive, though nothing of significance can be seen nearby. We already looted this. Oh, okay, yeah. I've actually got some really cool ones, but I might make some changes and need help with that. I appreciate the offer. It would be nice. What the? So we already actually looted those. Ah, and there's the forge-bound shipment. You there. Thought I was dead, didn't you? Thought you'd just help yourself to these crates. Holy cow. Dude. Was on my way to get these to the forge-bound. Seems that won't be happening now. What? Oh. Just a second, I'll write it. In Scottish, the C is a K, always. Unlike in Spanish, right? And that's my name. Ceana Craig. Or Ceana, however one wants to say it. So, okay, what happened to you was crossing through Desert's March. I stopped just for a moment and it happened. Blade right in my back. I didn't even see who or what had done it. Looks like I won't be finishing my duty here. Listen, this shipment is property of the Forgebound. Do the world a bit of service and take it to them instead of pocketing it. Yes, of course I will. That's That's why I said, I mean, what when I was younger, people would go, oh, was it ever Mick Craig? Because they think all Scottish names were like Mick something, like McGregor and, MacGyver and whatever, But no, it was just Craig. And I just joke with him and say, son of a jagged rock, because Craig is from Crag, from a jagged rock, No, it was never son of a jagged rock. It's just Craig. These are dark times. Lethian's crossing. My father's people, by the way, are all Scottish. And my mother's people, as I've said, her grandmother was a real lady. She was French descent, and her grandfather was first generation Swedish American. Okay, so I'll make sure the shipment gets there. He's not a problem. He grips the side of the broken cart, lifting himself up so that his face is level with yours. Good. Be swift about it. You must. He coughs, spitting up clumps of blood onto the ground. Well, that's never good. Do you love Scottish culture? I'm ashamed to say I actually specialize in English history. Damn, never thought this was how I'd go out. He loses his hold on the cart, falls back against it, hitting the ground hard. The old man gasps, the sound from his throat torturous and wet. After a few moments, he's silent. I love the pauldron he has on, though. Yeah, actually in school I learned ancient Near Eastern history, which is Sumer, Akkad, Mesopotamia. And then when I got out of school later, I took an interest in English history and just made myself a specialist. So now we can go back here. Here we go. Let's go give these weapons up. Woohoo! You make out a few figures on the road. By the way, y'all can configure this so that you can either turn on or off the random encounters. You make out a few figures on the road well ahead of you. The glint of iron and bronze marks them as well armed and armored. To feature the broad shoulders of... That makes no sense. Of beastmen haulers, okay. 2, feature the broad shoulders of beastmen haulers and lead a heavily laden cart. As they near, you realize that the standard flown from their cart boasts the heraldry of Tunon, the Adjudicator, Archon of Justice. They hail you as they approach. How odd. There's a saying here in Germany that everyone has shoes except the children of the shoemaker. It's kind of a similar thing, no? Okay, you recognize the woman who leads the procession as a minor functionary in Tunon's service by the name of Alma. Her clothes bear the red, black, and gold of the court, and she keeps her light brown hair in a carefully braided bun atop her head. Let us speak with them then. Fatebinder Kirsten, she greets you with a bow. I travel in the Archon's service. The cart behind me is laden with supplies, all at a reasonable price. Is there anything I can provide you? Excellent. I don't know. I found most of their sense of humor here is more slapstick, and it can be quite, and like misfortune to others is for some reason really amusing. But some of them have really wonderful senses of humor, that's for sure. That's true. So let's shop. Alma grins, of course. Let me show you what I have. She pulls the cover off the cart with a flourish. So we still have some advantages, still being nominally part of the court. What's this? Zash's drought. Reflect 30.05%. That's a really weird number. Of incoming hostile spells back to their casters for 120 seconds. Cannot be pushed for 120 seconds, and immunity to interrupt for 120 seconds. How interesting. She's selling it to me at look at that. She's selling it to me at quite a profit, isn't she? So we have actually quite a bit of junk we can part with. This is a forge-bound hammer, but it's nothing special. It's nothing special. It says my hugest thing is it something special? If the answer is no, then that's jagged. We see that all over the place. Some of this stuff is so commonplace, it's ridiculous. Nobody uses a shield in our party. You would think we would feel very, very drugged down, wouldn't you? Oh, we have 2 of those. Okay. Same thing. Okay, just a lesser quality. Excellent. Oh, bye. Did you not say anything? It was good to meet you. You really didn't say much. I appreciate it. If you're not following me already, then go ahead and follow me and turn on your notifications to know when I'm on. For maybe it's something you'd like to see. Thank you so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. You take care of yourself, okay? You're shy. I said, that's okay. I have a lot of people come into my channel and they just sort of lurk. And I'm totally cool with that. I'm cool with people writing. I'm cool with people lurking, you know. Whatever floats your boat. For more information, you can ask... Oh, did she bring you with her? How nice. Oh, Asu, he's your boyfriend. Okay. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. It's so sweet that you both dropped by. I appreciate that. By the way, I do esoteric quotes in my streams, and I don't know. I don't get a lot of people who participate, which is really sad. I love quotes. And it just made me think of that, you know, because you've got some great quotes out of the Austin Power movies, right? So anyhow, though, I think that's great that you stopped by. I appreciate it. He's better than my Nightfall, but my Nightfall has good qualities, so... Okay, trying to get rid of some of this stuff. It's a wonder we can walk around. We're so laden with items here. And most of our items have special qualities to them, so that's why these are not really of interest. Those are versus stuff. Why? Those are mine. Okay, so that's good. That'll give us a little something. We can take some healing potions. Maybe we'll take that. Shits and grins. And wow. So, I have not become affiliated in Twitch because in spite of the fact that I have some, what do I have now, 90 followers? I don't get 3 people in my channel that Twitch will count. And I have to have 3 people consistently in my channel that Twitch will count. So on average over my streams. And if I can get that, then I can become an affiliate. And then I can use my emotes and everything that I got for people last year. I really didn't think it would be this hard, you know, just to get Twitch to count through. If you look and if you push on the little feller, there's usually between 8 to 13 people sitting in my stream. But Twitch says they don't count. They claim that they're actually in the chat. Let me close this window. This is rather loud. It was nice to get the air in here since the weather has finally turned. We've had such cold weather. You're going to fix that? Oh, I would love that. I would very much appreciate that. You know, because part of the reason that it's hard to get people, it's the same thing that goes on in YouTube. I'm a small channel on YouTube. The less views you have, the less people they show it to. Okay, the more views you get, the more people they show it to. It's kind of bizarre. So with Twitch, the less, I can't offer people a lot of things to do in the chat, and then it doesn't bring as many people in. And it makes it really hard. I appreciate any help you can give me. Yeah, YouTube is it's really difficult, I find. Especially since for some reason, my gaming videos are, how shall I say this? When they tell me who the audience is who's watched my gaming videos, it's 100% males. And then it's almost exclusively Americans. And then between the ages of 18 and 35. You know, which is really fascinating for me. But I often feel, I have people trickling in now who goes, oh, I just found your channel, you know. They find it through the games that I play. So, Ah, so do you? That might be worth doing. Helps you see the chat. Oh, but I can see the chat. If you're talking about like here, I have already the restream. I can put it in there to see the chat on here. Or do you, okay. You're talking about here in the game itself. Okay. Yeah, actually, that's in the Twitch studio. They have that, but since I'm restreaming, because I stream to Kick and I stream to Twitch, and then I upload to YouTube. Having a lot of problems finding an audience in Kick, which is, quite interesting. Yeah, okay, that'd be great. If you have a recommendation, hey, I'm open to it. If you can just send me a whisper, that'd be great. That'd be really cool because then I can see you mean seeing it here so that I don't have to, because I don't always see it here. Have you been seeing my YouTube videos? Okay. You want to really get a laugh, go back at the beginning and watch some of the really early. I was watching my first video where I introduced myself to people, told them about my hobbies and stuff like that. I very much appreciate it. Thank you. Because I'm actually, you see that like this, just the green screen alone is a step forward for me as a gamer, actually. But I've got a better microphone, got a better camera, and I'm just sort of building up as I can because I don't make any money off of it, I have to go as I can. But I appreciate it very much. Thank you. I'm always happy for help. So we have these. We just sold her that, as a matter of fact. Okay, so we can actually go out of that. That was kind of nice to meet that gal on the road. So yeah, I do appreciate it though. Now, down there in Argentina, y'all get some cold winters too, don't you? But your winter is our summer, and our summer is your winter, so it's interesting. Because we've had in Germany, our winters have been drawing out quite heavily. Oh, not where you live. Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that it's such a long country that, I don't know if that's a sad thing. To be honest with you, I'm getting quite sick and tired of the cold over here. Last year, winter started in September, okay, and went until March. This year, it started in October and went until we just finished yesterday. We still had cold temperatures. Last week, we had snow. You live in the north, kinda. Okay. Iguazu waterfalls are. Oh, that sounds beautiful. I live near the Ore Mountains here in Germany. And it is quite lovely, and there's a lot of good hiking. Oh, wow. Tropical weather. I can tell you, I come from Kentucky originally, and Kentucky is not actually cold or hot, but the humidity makes it feel extra cold and extra hot. And I grew up in Montana, so I'm actually was quite accustomed to cold weather as a child, So, or at least I spent quite a few years in Montana as a child. You love the cold weather? I loved the cold weather as a child. I did. I had a saying that you can always put more clothes on, but you can only take so many clothes off. And I really, really loved the cold weather. But as I get older, I think it's because my lungs are having more problems tolerating the cold weather. And so I just, it's not really my thing as much. You've returned. Okay. Okay, that's the same thing she said last time. How may I be of assistance? I found your missing weapons shipment for you. Oh, thank you for finding our missing weapons, Kirsten. A sigh of relief escapes her. We almost had to leave the forge idle for the day on account of material shortages. And we've no desire to find out what will happen if we don't meet our quota. Add losing those weapons on top of it all, and who knows what we'd be subjected to. We have to get everything repaired and back in the right hands. My hands. They're my allies. My hands. In Buenos Aires and lower, it gets pretty cold in the winter. Yeah, I would think so. And in the south, it's like Europe. Yeah, I would think so. And we're kind of I'm in Dresden. I don't know if you know what that is. So that I'm right by the Czech border, Polish border. It's like a tri-country area here. And so we have what they call the Sächsische Schweiz. That's Saxon Switzerland. And it's a ring of mountains around us, and we're like in a valley. It's quite interesting. But also, of course, we have the Alps that run across the bottom of Germany, but not like right by us. But it is really gorgeous here. It's really gorgeous. So let's ask her again. Can you make something for me? Can. Most certainly will. Well, Kyros invented cues for a reason. Okay, so, okay, so let's just say I didn't realize it was a request was so thoughtless. I apologize. Okay. Okay, so just forget that I said anything. I didn't realize it was that thoughtless. Okay, so a question of balance. Oh, that's from Calio. That's another one of our colleagues. Yeah, we have pretty good air here, as a rule. Certainly better than it was in Louisville, Kentucky. It was horrible. As long as like in Louisville, the problem is that you have Cincinnati and Indianapolis and stuff, and the pollution from them settle down on Louisville in the Ohio Valley there. But here we've got mountains up around us, and that protects us. So yeah, that's true. So let's see, Fatefinder. So many interesting stories have begun to circle around you. Circle around you. They say you have locked blades with madmen, overcome howling swarms of Magebane, and even despite the strictures of the Overlord, claimed artifacts from the shadowed depths of the old walls. You seem to woo attention with the ardency of a newlywed. I try to avoid attracting too many stories myself, but far be it for me to tell you how to pursue your objectives. I hope you soon make an effort to join us at court in the Bastard City. I often feel that it's been too long since we last whispered of the darker corners of Taratus. You've experienced so many of them as of late. Perhaps I can provide illumination. Okay, so maybe we need to get back to the Bastard City. Like Mexico City, yes. Yes, I was in Mexico City for my 29th birthday, and the air there is really bad. That's true. I had I had a medium blonde hair back then, and it was an interesting experience. I went to Teotihuacan. I found it to be incredibly beautiful. Really, but Mexico City was a surprise to me because you have the modern city and then you have shanties built up, around it on the hillsides and stuff, and that was quite surprising for me. So let's go back to the Bastard City and see if maybe there is a case over which we can preside. At the end of the day, you're playing a almost like a lawyer, or, well, no, more like a judge, I guess. So there are cases that you can preside over and decide if your boss lets you. Your boss is the high judge of the land. And you can choose to work behind his back. You can choose to stay very true to him. I've had him bow his knee to me several times. You're a lawyer. How funny. I'm an historian. Who would have guessed? So, Bastard City. That gives us an advantage being able to travel between our spires. And we do need to go to our spires and check them as well. But Calio is here in the court. So see, the load screens are a little bit long. For a game that's this old, it's really kind of, the load screens are long. There's Calio. Go talk to her first. Greetings, your exploits at Vendrian's Well are the topic of much discussion. One begins to question the intent behind your methods, Kirsten. I hope you are not wandering a path from which you cannot return. In spite of my reservations, I am most curious to hear of your travels. Okay, what can I do for you? Calio touches a gentle hand to your shoulder. By the way, she spies on us. Has anything happened while I was away? Rogalus traveled to the Vellum city to secure the archives for our gracious overlord. The mages there proved more stubborn than we had anticipated, so Rogalus was forced to proclaim Kyros' edict of fire, consuming the citadel in a gulf of eternal flames. A sad affair. We will have the chance to break that, by the way. You seem to know much of my activities. Are you spying on me? Let's get that out of the way. Don't act so surprised. It's my duty to ensure that those who operate under the Educator's name adhere to the spirit of his law, if not the very letter. And those who don't will be dealt with swiftly and efficiently. At the point of Bloodmark's blade, he's he's an assassin archon. So if you're in trouble and he has to kill you, he's the one who comes. The Fate Binder slips a slim dagger from the folds of her purple garb, flipping the weapon almost idly in the air. Of course, that is assuming I don't dispatch them first. I take my duties seriously, and I'm very, very good at it. Okay, how have you been occupying your time in the Bastard City? Tunon sends me on assignments here and there. I've settled disputes between the locals where the Educator is otherwise occupied, she smirks. Everything from trade disagreements to pushing chorus squatters out of basements. Real rewarding work. I can just hear the sarcasm there, can't you? So, she waves it off. The glory of war is not an honor reserved for the likes of us. We're the fish swimming in Tunon's wake, picking up scraps along the way. We're rather large and imposing compared to the bottom feeders of the tiers, but all fish are the same. What a strange thing to say. Okay, you wrote that you could illuminate the darker corners of Tyratus. She glances at your cadre in a private missive, yes. There are things I won't discuss within the hearing ears of others. Okay, so let's tell them we need to speak to the Fate Binder privately. Well, I suppose not every conversation needs to be recorded, the sage shuffles away. Suit yourself. She moves lightly away, footsteps soundless on the marble floor. Far be it from me to intrude on your very important Fate Binder secrets. The Tidecaster crosses her arms and walks away. These are our followers. So a sly smile dimples her left cheek. I confess to no small amount of curiosity. I peek into my share of shadows, and sometimes I scrounge up a secret. What excites your interests? Let's pick her brain regarding historical lore. I can't claim to be a greater expert than Fate Binder Rogalus, but I'll happily offer my perspective. Okay, what do you know about the old walls? The Overlord, obviously. Or what do you think about what do you think who built the old walls? Ah, Kyros, she thinks. She grins widely and without teeth. Then she shakes her head. Does it matter? They're gone and we're not. Surely it would be interesting to know. And if you ever find out, I hope you'll tell me. But aren't there enough things in the here and now that to concern yourself over? Okay, have you ever met Fate Binder Mythios? That old loon, she laughs. Her eyes flicker to Tunon, then to Rogalus, and finally settle back on you. Sure, she's read an edict, maybe two, in her time. Left her a bit rattled, I think. She's largely retired from active service, resting on accomplishments past while ensconced in the wealth that one can accrue as an agent of the court. Guess I half assumed she died already. She was dispensing justice back in the last conquest. So she must be over 100 by now? She slips into silence, considering. Okay, what do you know about the tiers? They're a tad arid and a bit rocky. But you know that firsthand. She's not very helpful, is she? As for the history of the region, it's a peninsula isolated from the continental mainland by both by the sea on three sides and the mountains to the north, and named for the geological strata that separate each region like a series of steps from the Bastard Tier in the north to Stalwart, and then the sea in the south. These formations, in conjunction with things like the mountain ranges that cradle apex, allowed for a number of culturally similar nation states to form after humans first moved here centuries ago. She's a wealth of information here. Over time, some of the larger cities broke off from their kingdoms, defending themselves against the nobility's attempts to reclaim them. For the most part, it was chaos. Every family warred against its neighbors over anything they could disagree on. Land, family, honor, superstitions, the best color, the shiniest fish. She shakes her head. Not to mention their ridiculous beliefs about magic and the cultural role of men and women. A sigh escapes her lungs as she rubs the bridge of her nose between her forefinger and thumb. Well, that's quite enough history for the moment. Thank you very much. What next then, my curious friend? Let's discuss the archons and their forces. Entirely understandable given the circumstances. How can I enlighten you? What? That's enough about the archons. She didn't tell me anything. I feel gypped. What about the rest of Tyranny? I've done more than a little traveling in my role as Tunan's agent. What would you like to know? What can you tell me about the lands beyond the tiers? Well, across the isthmus north of the Gates of Judgment, you'll find the Northern Empire, which is large enough to be the Middle Empire to some, but there's no accounting for how borders expand over time. From the Northern Empire, there's Cardinalos, to the east, and the Echo Lands, and the Remani Protectorate to the south. What? But I've never journeyed beyond that. Maybe sometime before I'll die, I'll see the lands to the far east where Kyros was born. However, I doubt my series to Tunon will ever allow me the luxury of traveling for a few years just to see Tyranny. Now, yeah, but enough of that. What about interesting? I thought you might have an interesting take on matters arcane. And you came to me. Don't let the faint binder of lore know. He'll never forgive you. What answers do you seek? Okay, what exactly are the Bane? You're as experienced with them as now as almost anyone else. Everybody seems certain where they came from or why. We know they're attracted to magic, but also weak to it. Okay, they tend to congregate in the old walls, but whether they go there seeking arcane power or if they come from there, that's something only the Overlord knows. I personally believe that they live there, happy as a beast in blood, until something disturbs them, like wasps in a hive. What can you tell me about the Spires? You've awakened a Spire, looked out from its height upon the tiers below. I would think you could tell me more about them than the converse. I suppose I can tell you that they exist across the whole of the Overlord's dominion. Dozens of them jutting up from the lands, and grasping at the sky. They can certainly be toppled. There are a handful of ruined spires in the Empire. Tyranny has changed since they were constructed. Some of the spires have been swallowed by the mountains. Others by the seas. There's one sticking out of the water off the coast of the islands due north of here. I hope to see it someday. Okay, so I think that's all the questions we have for her. Überhaupt. Oh, what are we going to discuss about the war? Okay, now. So let's see if we can adjudicate a case. Fate Binder, you look as if you require my counsel. What is it you wish to know? Why can't we keep coming back thinking we're going to get a new case, and we don't get one. Okay, so let's just leave for the moment. I think I'll do that conversation offline. It's a very long one, a lot of information. There's Blood Mark. We don't have any business with him either. That's depressing. So what is it we do still have to do other than conquering Spires? Salutations, Kirsten. It is difficult to separate What it is you're a single character and you can pick up followers along the way. You can choose who joins you. In the beginning, you get verse automatically. You can tell her to, to go away. You get her half brother Barak as well, and you can get Landry, the scribe. And then as you keep traveling, there are other people that you meet. Like there's a beastman. There's another archon called Siren. She's the archon of song. There's the tidecaster that I have who controls water magic and light magic. These are the sort of people that you can take into you can tell them to follow you and they'll wait at your spires so that you can change out who your followers are based off what the conditions are. But yeah, you can choose which ones of them come with you. I personally, it always depends on who I'm playing as to who I want to have come with me, of course. Because you can play someone who, pardon me, who is specialized in magic. You can play someone who's specialized in dual wielding. You can play someone who uses a bow primarily. You can play someone who uses one-handed weapons, or someone with two-handed weapons, or someone with a one-handed weapon and a shield, or just one-handed weapons. And so these spire, it's a spire that you take over. It's actually like a tower. And I'll show you those. In fact, we'll do that next. Let me read this real quick, and then we'll go to the I have 2 spires now. You can collect 5 in the game. Yeah, sorry. It's squire and spire do sound a lot alike. So salutations, Kirsten. It's difficult to separate fact from superstition when it comes to edicts. As it seems only Kyros knows how it all works. The rest of us are left to live in fear and ponder it. Kyros' edicts are a strong sort of magic above and beyond even the archons. I dare say the edicts are stronger than Kyros, as there's no evidence Kyros can willingly stop an edict once it's been set into motion. The Kyros will set up conditions under which an edict can be broken, however. Okay, I know the edict, as powerful as it is, requires a human voice to complete the casting. Thus, the Overlord has people like you proclaim edicts cast far from the Imperial throne. The magic is Kyros' magic, but the human voice is the final carrier or trigger to complete the magic phenomenon. And here's what's most fascinating, at least as far as you're concerned. There have been dozens of mortal agents who have been made to proclaim edicts. 2/3 of them die within a decade. And many gave reports of lingering mystic scars from the ordeal. And there have also been a handful to resolve or break an edict, thus until or unless clause gets fulfilled, right? From time to time, and we see a similar pattern in history. Those who resolve an edict often live short lives. Ooh, that's brutal. And many speak of arcane side effects from the shattered edicts. Here's where you're unique. To the best of my fact-finding, you are the first person to proclaim and break the same edict. The exact same edict. Okay. Whatever mystical power is involved in the creation and destruction of such magics, you're the first to stand at the terminus of both. And we've proclaimed 2 edicts and broken one of the 2 that we actually owe. Just going to wait for a moment because for some reason I'm offline. This makes no sense. Why is the stream offline? Okay, so we're back. That was really weird. Okay, so basically we have I don't know, my internet connection is good, and I'm never sure what it is that does that. So it doesn't happen very often though, so at least that's something. So we have proclaimed 2 edicts. We have broken one of the 2 edicts that we proclaimed. Okay, so we're very, very special. Okay, now that I know the spires can be awoken, it makes sense that if anything can or would wake them from their slumber, a shattered edict seems a likely culprit. So, Kyros has other edicts in place throughout the tiers. If you truly wish to learn more, perhaps you should take it upon yourself to shatter those edicts as well. And we will, because that adds to our power. Every edict that we break is an edict we can cast. Okay, that's important to this game. After all, if Kyros did not wish for the edicts to be broken, why include a termination clause? Precisely. Okay, so let's go to our spires, and I will show you these. Okay, this is our main base, by the way. This is the first spire that we take. See, it's a spire. It's a tower is what it is. Okay, and here we are. Now here's Siren. We could take her into our party. Here's the Beast Woman. We don't have Barrack because Barrack got disgusted with us because we sided with the Tiersmen. But if you side, it's a nice map, isn't it? If you side with the disfavored, of course, Barrack stays with you. But even if you side with the Scarlet Chorus, he will stay with you. But if you side with the Tiersmen, he just like... And you can... Actually, I could have told him. I could have forced him to stay by my side if I wanted to. I have done so before. So let's check in with them, see if they have anything for us. Okay, Fatebinder. Thank you for allowing this humble warrior atop your spire. I spent countless years in Apex's valleys looking upward, and now here I stand above the clouds. It will be an honor to help you capture the tiers. Yeah, baby. Should you need any instruction in matters of combat, I will assist. Okay, have you been in Apex all your life? This is a roleplay game, guys. There's a lot of reading to it. And by the way, welcome to my stream, everyone. And if you like my content, don't forget to follow me or subscribe in YouTube, or both. Yes, proudly. There is no greater duty than to serve one's country. Apex's challenges are many, and they are rarely addressed abroad. This valley has been assaulted time and time again. What would have remained had we abstained from vigilance? Oh, cool. I like that. Okay, so what's your approach to training? Instilling resolve, first of all. We all need purpose for the fights ahead, and unless you know why you bleed on the battlefield, it will be all too easy to succumb to fear and pain. And discipline, most of all. The Guard received hot-headed recruits all the time, and they would all be dead if they charged every time their blood boiled. That's true. Yeah, there are sort of different races, but not really a plethora of them. What you basically have here is human and beastmen. That's it for the variety of races. So let's see, what kind of training can we do? So what is she? Just a second, I'm going to change my headphones real quick. My earbuds just ran out. And what I found with my earbuds is they don't hold very long, and they hold less and less long, even though I leave them charging for, maybe because I leave them charging. Maybe that's the problem. So, a pair of earbuds here. So, trying to think what she uses before we train her. Let me go back. I have several characters in here. What does she use? She's got 61 two-handed weapons. Okay. So this is a new game plus, by the way, guys. That's why everyone is so, such high levels. Yeah, you can train them, which is something a lot of people forget to do, I think. They say they hold for like 8 hours, but I've found that they usually, if they hold more than 4 hours, it's maybe 6, but it's definitely not 8. So she does two-handed weapons. She does dual wield. See, we're paying just a little teeny bit of money here. He does throwing weapons. I guess that's a one-handed weapon. Let's train him, however, in dodge. And for her, it's a waste of time. Let's see if we can find somebody. Surely somewhere we have someone who trains in magic. Well, if it ain't the big bad boss, come to take a look at my wares. Handpicked from the finest of battlefield corpses, I can assure you. Yeah. You found the pair wired, but they're not as heavy. Yeah, this is my thing is that mine are kind of old. I need a new pair. But every time I go to look for a pair, I've received 100 messages today. Woohoo! That's wonderful. Every time I try to find a pair, I look at the reviews, and the reviews are really bad. And you don't get over 70% 1 stars. And it just kind of makes you wonder if you should invest in the headphones, you know. It's kind of hard. Yeah, these are kind of heavy, but to be honest with you, these are heavier. These are twice as heavy as the wired ones. You see there's dust on them because they worked for about 6 months and then they wouldn't charge anymore. And I've got 2 pair of those. And the 1 pair I got never did work really well. And the other pair has just, like I said, after about 6 months, it gave up the ghost. Okay. Cool. So, let's see what he has. I like this. Corpse Eye is not a name you come across every day. Unusual, yeah. His eyes, cloudy and scarred, bob unfocused in their sockets, and he grins at you, revealing several cracked or missing teeth. Fitting, you tell me. You can't shake the eerie sense that despite appearances, Corpse Eye is in fact able to see. After all, didn't you recently witness him fighting on the battlefield? Regardless, but it's not these, right? These earbuds? Is something different, maybe? Ah, so interesting. I'll have to look for that. Okay, so regardless, he doesn't seem to find his condition all that distressing. Okay, so let's just see what he has in stock first. Wow, this is some nice shit here, doesn't he? Except we've got, if you notice, all the items we have, like, see, this is an artifact, actually. So we're not going to give that up. In fact, we ended up with 2 of those. Because it's the New Game Plus, we got to take 2 artifacts with us, and we took that as one of our artifacts. So, we do, though. We have some nice stuff, really. Bloodthirsty. Oh, yeah, that's Enrage on Kill. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Okay, so. Definitely interesting. This is Beast Killing Shadows. When you click on these guys, just to show you real quick. So the Beast Woman squats on her haunches, back bowed and face tilted forward as she meticulously grooms between the long callous fingers of one paw. A mauve tongue laves blood from her glistening claws. She glances up, a jerky, startled movement at your approach. But there's no fear in her, only reaction, instinct, only a readiness to strike.
Fatebinder wants Beast Woman?
See, now, if we want to change out people in our party, all we have to do is say, like, it's time for you to come with me, whatever it happens to be for that person.
I'm ready. Wants to hunt Stockbrow. Wants to kill and howl for alpha.
And she's really good if you start, like, if you're attacking from in the shadows. She has a lot of really good attacks. See, and this shows us, like I said, we don't have Barak. He got really disgusted with us for for supporting the tiers. These are the 2 that we have right now that we could change out in our party. And we will need each person eventually. So let's come up and talk to the Swindler here, see what he's got. Some of these names, and we can sleep. which gives us bonuses. You can barely hear the game. Just a second. Oh, I know why. Just a second. This is supposed to adapt, but let us make sure that it is. Audio. It says default. Moment. See if that's the right one. There it is. Right? Well, otherwise, you know, you will have a hard time hearing me. But when they speak, you should be able to hear them well. Here's an astute tip for you: stay out of the old walls, my friend. The fuck? Pardon my French, but I own many eyes and ears in the court. Heard any tidings of particular interest lately? Countless of which would the Master Fate Binder like to know. How did you end up in Tunon's court? Word spread of our stunt at the Bastard City like wildfire. This was during our conquest. The decisions you make in the conquest are really... oh, I'm so glad. I'm glad. I've enjoyed our chat hugely. I really have. So for the first time, like I said, in the conquest, when you're doing the conquest, those choices do matter, by the way. They affect the whole game. For the first time, my name inspired awe and loathing in the hearts of men. Tyranny rubs a finger over his blade-scarred lips, smiling fondly at the memory. After I spent a time training Fifth Eye's men in the ways and means of my trade, but my hunger for rings has always held more sway than my fondness for bloodshed, so I carved out a place for myself in the court. Okay, as I'm sure you will understand, my friend, there's value in those who can distinguish between the right and wrong ears into which they should whisper, and there are many that listen to my murmurs. Why do they call you the swindler? An unfortunate misnomer, my friend. I'm wholly and utterly innocent. Isn't that what they all say? Whichever vile misdeed I am accused, I assure you. Whatever it is, I didn't do it. Unless of course that vile misdeed might gain me favor with any current power that be. Oh, I like him. Really, I do. And of course, there was the time that I swindled the entire city of her freedom by sneaking a fate binder and her forces in from the sewers. He helped us take the bastard city. I profited very nice from that venture. Okay, I'm looking for a master merchant, someone with exquisite items. Aha! Then you'll wish to speak to Harchin Bronze in Lethian's Cross. I can tell you he has access to the best supply routes in the tiers, though he'd deny it in his death throes. Okay, so don't want to get too deep in that. I thought this guy was supposed to be here to sell me stuff. Okay, what tips and rumors do you have for me? Okay, I guess that's why he's here. I have heard that spells are indeed effective against the Bane, contrary to what many have previously feared. But even the smallest magical expenditure in the old walls can attract every Bane within 50 paces. Extreme caution is recommended. Found anything lying around that would be of interest? Ah, now we get to it. Yeah, that'll do. Thank you. Look, guys, a real... This is the cairn, so the core of our spire. Okay. Let's concentrate on the resonator. Once more you touch the sculpture, and once more your mind is flooded with sensation. This time of your senses leaving your body and floating up. I think they need to do something with the dialogue in here. Higher even than the mountain spire, until all of Tyranny is beneath your feet. From high above, you see the mystic currents moving above Tyranny, billowing clouds of every color that churn about the realms. Even from this far vantage point, the cyclones and currents of magic fill you with a dread and foreboding. So let us send our senses towards these mystic currents. As you near the mystic currents, you hear inchoate voices, commands, proclamations, the stuff of edicts. All across Taratus, the edicts of Kyros, some centuries old, still live on. Their arcane signatures, bright as the midday sun, seemingly stronger than the day they were proclaimed. As your senses float away from the arcane turbulence, you are struck by the fact that land untouched by edicts appears to be in the minority. Even lands long ago conquered by Kyros are still haunted by edicts. This is really good. This is why I took the side of the Tearsmen, by the way, folks. I think this is excessively cruel and tyrannical, in my opinion. I was just terrorizing people into joining their armies. So, whether because they still linger from the olden days of conquest or if they were cast more recently to suppress rebellion, your senses cannot glean. Okay, so I'm going to show you my other spire in case you're still here. And if not, that's fine. You can watch it as a past broadcast. Woo! So let's go to this spire. Yeah, I'm a little bit weird. Really strange, isn't it? Let's turn it over this way. That's a good idea. So this is my library. On this spire, on the various spires, you can choose to build various things, like a hospital, a forge. This is the library that I'm having them research things for me on. Okay, how may I serve you today? What's the status of your research? I'm happy to say I've made great progress. He beams at you and exhales a welcome breath. Allow me to show you my findings. Killing blows. Sadly, we already know that one, but that's okay. Okay, I want you to research something. Let's have them research artifacts then. Yeah, baby. I've never heard of this game. Oh, yeah, it's super interesting. It is. This is what I like to do a lot of times is I stream games that maybe didn't find a good foothold with people back then. But they're always games that are of interest to me, so there's that. Okay, the sage examines the scroll, taking in every detail of his handiwork. Did you know there are 7 ways to write fire, but only 2 for water? He continues to examine the scroll without the slightest sign that he was expecting an answer. Could it be that fire has more meaning in our era? Just the right letters. There is a short pause before he realizes you've actually approached him for something. Oh, my apologies, Fatebinder. I can be taken for a ride by my own trails of thought. Aren't we all like that when we're researching something fascinating? So I'm sure there's something you need from me. Okay, you seem fairly versed in the common language. Did you study at the Vellum Citadel? Sages Guild, right? Velos scowls and contorts his face into a tight knot. Yes, that is what it used to be called before Kyros' edict fell upon us, taking thousands of years of knowledge and reducing. This is the light from the window is quite harsh at the moment, isn't it? And reducing it to ash. He quickly regains his composure. My apologies, Fatebinder. The wound is still fresh for many of us. Please let me be of service to you. Okay, what have you made for me? Well, I don't have anything for you at the moment. Check back later. Okay. Seems fair enough. See, and our followers come with us so that we don't have to go in search of them again, which is kind of cool. A mage peruses the library with an amused expression. It takes a while for her to notice you. Oh, Fatebinder, I was wondering when I would meet my patroness. She's with Forge Bound. Okay. So she bows, Philia of the Forge Bound. Before you ask me what a smith is doing away from the forge, well, I'm taking a break from ironwork. And this library suits my tastes at present. Okay, so what's the plan now that you're here? Well, I need some time away from the war effort, assembling the same swords and helmets, using our intellect and art to equip an army. She shivers. The Forgebound are masters of our craft, but we are artists at heart, and this war has misused our talents. I want to spend some time among these books, recalling what got me interested in the arcane in the first place. Teaching you should fulfill a similar goal, though I won't know for certain until I get started. Shall we begin? Yes, you tell me. Let's talk magic. Let's talk magic. Okay, so magic is exactly what she needs. Wunderbar, darling, einfach fabelhaft. So her frost sucks. Her command of lore and lightning are quite good, and her control of fire is non-existent. We can train 10. So why don't we... Let's do it that way. Hi, sweetness. Hi there, my love. Yes, hi there. You back for more? Would you like a cookie instead? Can I get you a cookie instead? That lasts a lot longer. Let's get that baby girl a cookie instead. Yes, baby, just a second. Okay? See, wait. Mom's going to put you down and voila. She is once again satisfied. I apologize for disappearing, but the rabbit needs to be. Rabbits are sometimes like cats. Oh, I hope so. That's great. Thank you. You go ahead and take care of yourself, and we will see each other. I need to stop by your streams. You stream too, right? I need to stop by your streams and see what you're up to. Thank you for being with me today. I appreciate it. So I'm probably going to stream for about another half an hour and then call it a day today. I'm getting really tired. So, okay. So none of the rest of us can train anymore. That was it. If we go up here, we can see we're almost 16th level. Like I said, we're such high level because this is the New Game Plus. Okay. That sounds great. We'll keep in touch. That sounds really good. So that's why we're actually such a high level. She's got a long way to go up. So there we go. Puppet. What a strange name. Hoo-hoo, hee-hee, ha-ha. What a strange person. We got a lot of wrath with them. The blood chanter laughs and canters about, dancing in a rhythmless and maniacal fashion. Okay, what now? What is this? I've come to help you, dear one. The voices of Nerat told me to go up to the spire and find the decorated fate binder of Tunon. Now I'm here. She spreads her arms wide. I am Puppet, and my master bade me to keep you entertained, sharp, and battle ready. Would you like to try your hand at juggling fireballs? Or shall we trade stories and cry ourselves to sleep? She folds her hands into a pillow and rests her head on her hands. So, let's train. Okay, so we can't train anymore today, but she just does fire and emotions. Not sure why we hired her. What? Okay, so here we can see when we have something ready at our spires that will require our attention. By the by, since we're in here, let's take a look here. What do we still have? Primary is quite a lot. Hidden Truths, the Sage. Oh, yes, let's go see the Sage. A ruined estate at the Bastard Tier. That's going to take us into the Bastard Wound DLC. But rather, the Bastard Wound, and now we don't have that one. Oh, I'm sure we'll get hit with that one again at some point. Now I look really strange. I'm in garb, okay, with my rabbit ears on, with the universe behind me. I think that I'm going to think about getting one of those capture cards. Let's see if that makes any difference. My fear is that I'll spend the money on it and it won't make any difference. So,
Phantom, stay low.
but I don't know. We'll see. I'll think of something. Yeah. You're right. We'll find a solution soon. Though this may once have been the entrance to what passes for a grand estate in the tiers, little remains of it now save shattered ruins. We're looking for our
Found
mage
something.
friend. A lot of these games you find a lot of what you can call junk, by the way. Stuff that you can just sell is not really worth you holding on to. Do you think they killed my mage? Or sage? We're supposed to meet him here? Well, he is a mage. He's a sage as well. Rolls the Butcher. The crimson-clad gang before you has yet to notice your presence. Their focus rests solely on the balcony above, where a broad-shouldered man in battle-worn armor shouts down at them. Who goes there? Who goes there? You know who we are, boss. Let's remain silent. Apologies, stranger. He puts his hand to his brow as if shading his sight. I can't make you out from this distance, and I hardly know the voice of every child in the tiers. The gentle babble of laughter filters down from above. Oh, wonderful, rolls the so-called butcher. You know him? Unfortunately, I thought he died in the taking of the bastard city. Perhaps it was wishful thinking. Wonder how he found this many wayward fools to follow him. He's a gang boss, right? Child, for fuck's sakes, roll. Let us in already, or rolls, right? I'm sorry, is that you, Wobbler? With your pretty voice, I mistook you for a little girl. Let's remain silent. Yes, boss, it is I, Wobbler, and our faithful crew. We've returned from a successful raid, catch in hand. What's that? You're here to raid us? Hear that? Javelins, take aim. What? Fine. If you're in a mood and want to play stupid games, we'll just divide the spoils without you. Think it might be time to step forward? Baldur's Gate. I love Baldur's Gate. I love Baldur's Gate. I'm one of those people who played the original. That's why I tell people I'm an experienced gamer. I played the original Baldur's Gate with the original discs and stuff, and Baldur's Gate 2. Except Morrowind I played so often, which is a different franchise, that the disc exploded in my drive. I had to buy a new one. Okay, the squabbling comes to a sudden halt. All eyes turn on you. Ah, then who are your reinforcements? Rolls points a finger at you, or did you let the enemy shadow you back home? Either way, wrong move. Huh? He looks back at you, eyes widening. Where did you come from? Tunon's court, actually. It's the fate binder of Tunon, idiot. Oh, that must have been something. When I first came here to Germany, I could only get the games in German, which was interesting, but I had all the Baldur's Gate stuff in English. I think I rebought because I came here in 2000, the end of 2000, and I think I rebought them in German and played them through. You learn a lot of useless words, like heist and fence, and like fence, like somebody that you sell goods to, stolen goods to. What are you going to use that for? Hopefully nothing. So, the master of the mountain spire. His attention focuses entirely on you. Though now I'm curious, if Wobbler didn't come crying to you, what brings you way out here? Fate binding. Say, I was busy watching you mismanage your gang. That's kind of cruel, isn't it? I'm in search of this keep, and I seem to have found it. Didn't see it with my own eyes, but word is Karn ruined this place back during the war. Since nobody's claiming these ruins, me and my gang are the current lords of the manor, as it were. Look, I'm more than happy to help you with whatever task the Archon's got you doing, but first I need your help dealing with the idiots down there. He points from the balcony to Warbler and his gang. A legend like you won't even break a sweat culling them. Why should I? I think I want to cull him. Are you fucking kidding me? I've broken no law. Just done what my boss told me to. Stow it. The only meaningful law in the chorus is not suffering the weak. And you're weak. The Fate Binder, if he's weak, why doesn't this guy take him on by himself? The Fate Binder's here is just going to thin the herd a bit. He meets your eyes, ain't you? Why? I'm not your stooge. Work this out on your own. If you're not going to help, at least stay out of our way. Run along, Fate Binder. Where's Wobbler? The last one that I check. Let's keep still Scottish. Resting his hand near his blade, Wobbler offers a weary smile. So I don't suppose you could not kill me? Fatebinder, you're back. Rolls beams down at you. I hope you're going to show these pups what real blade work looks like from the inside. Actually, I want to kill him. What's that even mean? It means you're going to get stabbed. You beast fondling flea brothel. I'd rather not get in the middle of your dispute. Lower the ramp and let's talk. And let them follow you up? No way. Lower the ramp, and when I get up there, I said, or when I get up there, I'm going to show you your own intestines. I'm up here and you're down there. Ha ha ha. I've heard a lot of stories about you, Fatebinder, but the ability to sprout wings and fly was not one of them. Really? How do you think I got to the top of the spires? You know, I hadn't thought about that. He shakes away the thought. Come on, Fatebinder. Kill the kid and give us a show. Now I'm coming after you. If you're not going to help us, at least stay out of our way. Okay, so let's find a way up to the top so I can kill this arrogant P.O.S. Now, I just want to kill him. I didn't want to kill him before. Now I do. He thinks I'm his stooge. I'm going to kill this kid for him. My thought is really, if he's that great and this kid is that weak, he needs to kill him himself. That's the way this works. Ooh. Villagers. Mayhap we can get someone on our side. A group of unkempt, by the way, I have killed everyone in Bastards 1 before. Not with this person. A group of unkempt, filthy commoners huddle among the motley of barrels and boxes. The heavy stenches of sweet, stale food and grass cling to the still air. The presumptive leader of the group stands as you enter and moves toward you, weapon in hand. The approaching woman's olive cheeks seem drawn and sallow. Dark circles shadow eyes that survey you before searching over your shoulder. Seemingly reassured by her brief inspection, she lowers her weapon slightly so that it's not pointed directly at your chest. Her muscles remain taut, however, her stance that of a veteran soldier ready to respond to the first sign of aggression. You didn't bring the chorus in with you, and if you were disfavored, you'd have loudly bragged about your pedigree already. So true. That's the disciplined soldiers of the North. So that leaves me wondering just who you are. Kirsten of the Mountain Spire. Truly, you're the one who awoke the spire. Well, I don't know what brings you out this way, but we could use some of your power if you don't mind getting the chorus blood on your hands. Oh, baby, no. That'd be great. What is it you want exactly? Oh, hold it. Shouldn't you tell me who you are? She blinks rapidly. Right. I haven't. My name is Gwyneth. I'm the guide for this little band. A guide. Used to be more, used to be a mercenary, but no one's offering coin for a blade anymore. If you weren't born north of the gates of judgment, there's nothing for a warrior save cloth of crimson or mass grave. Red or dead, as they say. She sighs. So I stopped warring, more or less. Okay. What is it exactly that you need from me? We need to get back inside the mountain. We'd come out. She falls silent for a moment, and a slight shudder runs through her. We'd come out to scavenge for supplies. When we got back, we found crimson assholes crawling all over the place. Just a second. You live in a cave? Well, it wasn't our first choice of homes, but we've taken shelter in a nearby cave. While we were out looking for supplies, these chorus goons somehow buried the cave entrance with rubble. We could excavate a path, but not with chorus spears prodding our rears while we dig. She's so poetic, isn't she? Help us be rid of the scarlet shit stains, and we'll scourge up some more appropriate recompense. I really like that the game uses that word. You don't hear that word very often anymore. Okay, I'll see what I can do. I don't need their help. Famous last words. I don't need your help. I can do this by myself. Let's loot stuff and we can get up there and kill that guy. The one who was trying to get us to do his dirty work for him by killing the kids in his, the young people in his gang. Seriously, if they're that weak, kill them yourself. And we know what the fate of a weak boss is, right? In the Scarlet Chorus. Time to take care of that. And this is going to be a battle. The gang leader eyes you cautiously as you appear atop the balcony. Fatebinder, are you going to cut Warbler open for me, or are we going to have a problem? Attack rolls. Enough talking. You're siding with them? Fuck! To arms, maggots! Gut this law dog asslick. They have a lot of filthy language in this game. That is one thing you need to think about. Okay, so.
Yeah.
We've got that sound again that used to mean that you couldn't do something, but it is not what it means this time. Let's see. Bugger me. She's my best choice, unfortunately. Okay, let's have her dance on someone's head. That looks good. The Tide Caster. Oh, she's up too close. She's up too close. There we go. That's better.
You might learn. As you command.
This is the thing, is it's a kind of a lot of micromanaging. That's sort of the way it is. Because you're giving each individual person orders. I told you, you know what? Dance on his head then. If you can't get to the other one. She's like, I can't get to him. What? So this will pick a person up and throw them down. This puts a bubble over his head. Excellent. So she's in bad shape. Let her cast her spell, and then we'll have her cast a heal spell. She's going to botch him over the head, and she's going to hobble someone. Him.
Not a problem, boss.
Bugger me. She definitely needs to heal herself. He might want to heal her too, because I'm not sure. Okay, spells can be quite useful too. Ooh. Didn't he disappear? He's gone. He just disappeared. Did he like run away? What a weenie. Or did he run down here and we've already killed him? Okay, so he's going to heal her too. Oh, that's a mighty nasty wound you got there, darling.
Oh. Oh, that can...
Well, we're going to throw that at her, but instead now we're going to...
Can't be good.
That takes care of him. Okay, I get rather focused when I'm fighting these battles because, you know, you're trying to decide what it is you want to do. Oh, excellent.
Whatever you need.
So she has a bunch of spells she hasn't even started to dust off yet. Not sure how useful they're going to be. These guys have an awful lot of spell resistance, don't they? Bugger me.
At once.
Seriously? Trying to figure out how to get her. Let's have her go dance on her head. Everyone's getting quite beaten up here. But we're also doing pretty nicely. And she needs to...
You got it. Oh, shit.
Is that ink? No, wait.
It's blood! Oh. Pretty sure he's gonna live to tell about it. Bugger me. That's brutal. The worst thing is she can't really put herself out either.
Oh, damn thing couldn't pierce cloth.
Well, she's down. So that leaves all of us. She's not dead, though. She stands back up at the end of the battle with wounds. Oh, I can't help it. I get the awfulest kick out of this game.
Right.
So, oh. Who are you? A disfavored soldier. How interesting. The man bound before you wears disfavored violet crested with patches of dried blood. The faint blue light of an oath-bound scout sigil shimmering unsteadily through a thick layer of grime. He watches you approach from under a lowered brow, his features sunken and dark. His right eye socket seems a bit darker than his left, as if he bears a near-healed bruise, and the sour scent of mingled sweat and urine wafts from him. Ew. That's kind of nasty. So, Fatebinder, he rasps, then clears his throat. Apologies. Haven't had any occasion to say much today. Ah, you recognize me. I could hardly forget the Fatebinder turned Harbinger, could I? Even if I ran red with this chorus mob, he coughs, twisting against his bonds to wipe the spittle on his shoulder. I'm called Hyrix, son of Yperia, oath brother to Maric, Currently attached to the 5th Boreal. By the way, guys, if you like my content, don't forget to follow me or subscribe to me in YouTube, or both, right? Turn on your notifications so you see when I'm online or when I've posted a video. So, good to see the butcher butchered. Okay. Would have been nice to do it myself, but I suppose I had my shot at him. He shifts against the bonds, wincing. We need to untie him. I'm surprised that Rolls left you alive. You strike me as a liability. Okay, let me free him first. I appreciate the sentiment, and normally I'd say risk it. But my arms were both broken and neither set right. I'll need a sawbones to break them again before they'll mend straight. Ooh, how painful. So I can't fight for shit, and if you free me, you lose any element of surprise you'd have otherwise. It's bad play. I've already killed him. What? Do I have to kill the ones down below as well? Okay, I'm surprised he left you alive. He strikes you as a smart man. Huh, I assure you I'm the better friend if you're willing to make a deal. Yes, I am, actually. Okay, I'll see what I can do. So I guess we have to kill the ones down below, too. We've already killed the ones up here. May I ask where you're going, sweetness? Can I ask where you're going? Where are you going? Where's the little girl going? Who's the little girl? Mama loves the little girl. She does. She loves that little girl. Oh, Mama loves that little girl. Yes. Don't chew on the earring, sweetness. Oh. You just love me for my food. I love you. You're such a sweet baby. Sorry. One does have to take care of one's rabbits. So let's go here. I think we're going to end up having to take care of the ones in front. Let's go talk to them first. Maybe they'll just piss off or something. We'll only kill them if we have to. There's no getting back into the mountain with... Okay. I'll see what I can do again. Okay, I thought maybe she would, but apparently we're going to have to take care of all of them. So let's go talk to these guys and see if they'll just, piss off. This guy is a new gang leader. See if he's half as smart as he should be.
I can't.
Yeah, I know. Oh, we could have gone that way. Anyone else ever do that? What? Okay. What a mess. There was a time when I thought this was all going somewhere. The butcher had, some ideas, some plans. Not very good ones, clearly, Verse said. At least there's the Oathbound. The Archon will appreciate that gift. Might even promote me, or at least not ram a spear through my eye. The Oathbound stays with me. But it's not like I can go back to the Voices of Nerat empty-handed. Worse than empty-handed, considering lost gear and manpower. You can leave without the Oathbound, or you can stay and join Royals. It's pretty much that simple, right? The blood drains from his face, and he nods roughly. Yes, Fatebinder, my thanks to you. He and his crew shoulder their gear and stumble away. Right, we were trying to be nice, right? No nice deed. We know how that is.
Will do.
The only thing I don't like is they sound like they're in some sort of a hall. Okay, before we go further, we need to rest because our Tidecaster is injured. This seems like a good place to rest. You got enough camping supplies, seriously. Okay. Like I said, this is a New Game Plus, which is why we are such high-level characters. Let us save. We may not be the best gamers in the world, but we're not the stupidest either. You don't exactly work quiet, do you? I suppose that ruckus means that it's all taken care of? Clean and tidy? They're no longer a problem. How do you plan on getting to... Okay, let's say that one. How do you plan on getting into the cave? There was always the chance we'd get stuck out here, that the mountain would move again, or Kyros forbid, Karn would come back and finish what he started. So Wags, one of our specialists, he cooked us up an alchemical compound called Ocean's Fire. Burns as fast and hot as a Wrathcaster's spell. Set correctly, it'll clear the cave entrance out in an instant, but if it gets bumped wrong, say by some idiot chorus conscripts, we'll all meet the void well charred. Okay, so give it to me and I'll take care of it. Her sigh reveals profound relief, and she accompanies it with a nod. Thank you. Be extraordinarily careful with it. You don't want to be within 20 paces when the paste meets the air. Hunker down behind some rubble up top, then lob it at the cave entrance. She reaches into one of the crates and pulls forth an unpainted clay pot. She passes it to you with extreme gentleness, and you note that its lid is sealed with a thick ring of melted wax. And don't miss. Let's go see about freeing that guy who's tied up there. We're only interested in helping the Tearsmen. We don't have anything against the soldiers of the Scarlet Chorus or the disfavored, unless, of course, they talk to us like we're their lapdogs. It's not something I'm willing to tolerate. Personal preference. Nice. I think my braces have special... Yeah, see, that's why I didn't equip them right away. Most of our items have special qualities to them. And so the lesser items are not as much of interest. Okay. Ah, there's something profoundly wondrous in outliving your enemies. He grins, something feral in the way in his lip curls over his eye teeth. Get these rope off of me and I'll tell you why I'm out here. I think you got that backwards. Tell me what I want to know, and then I will free you. He says nothing for a moment, scrutinizing you with narrow eyes. Fine. My team wasn't the first Iron Guard Acolytes sent to this estate. The other never reported back. We were dispatched to recover whatever was left of them, but we found precisely nothing. No gear, no evidence of a fight, nothing that seemed a sign left for other disfavored to find. Then Rolus hit us. At night, by surprise, like a motherless coward. We had set watch, obviously, but one of his mages did something to Crags that kept him from calling out. It was the pain of him burning that woke me and the others. The only reason we were able to kill the chorusman we did. He shudders, then releases a sigh. No one else survived. Only the General's grace saved me. We canvassed the area pretty thoroughly before rules showed up. Only place we'd stayed out of was the cave in the back. The whole scared Rolus shitless, though, so he closed it up. He looks toward the jumbled pile of stones to the north. Wish we'd gotten a chance to check in there for that first crew. Then at least I'd have something to take back to Ironhearth. There, that's what I know. Want to get these ropes off me? Yes, certainly. Thank you, Fatebinder. Herax straightens as you release him, then stretches, his joints cracking loudly. He scowls at his arms, which were obviously badly broken, and have healed, twisted by his bonds. I appreciate the aid. You know what, Fatebinder? I need to return to Ironhearth and report in. He looks at his arms and get these limbs straightened out. No enjoyment in that. My aunt had to have her nose rebroken, reset. It's apparently excessively painful. I promised, but at least it'll distract me from, well, everything else. Okay, safe travels, soldier. Manners don't cost anything. Farewell, Fatebinder. With a final glance at you, the Oathbound walks away. We are allying ourselves with the Tearsmen, by the way, and not the Scarlet Course, as you've just seen, right? So we have several unexplored places here.
Slow down. Let's take a closer look.
We don't need to lower the ramp necessarily. What's going on up here? Let's climb the rope and find out what's going on. Namely, why is there a rope here, right? There's a lot of supplies.
Stepping lightly.
Okay. Just in case there's something secret here that we won't find otherwise. And apparently there is not. A cloth tunic, okay. You find some of the weirdest stuff in some of the weirdest places.
Can't do that.
You're like, who stuck that jewel in that chest? Really? I don't even know. Okay. Oh, maybe I'll go back to wearing my rabbit ears again. Full time. So let's see if we can... Of course, collapse the entrance to this cave, collapsed, blocking it with huge slabs of heavy stone. Clearing it by hand would be the work of a span or longer. So it automatically does that for us. We don't have to worry about that. Would have been kind of interesting to see if we could have hit it. Oh, hold it. Did you hear that? I'm such a nut. I can't help it. It's in my nature. So I didn't want to start the Bastard's Wound today necessarily, to be honest with you. But we will report back to these people. Oh, they're not here. Okay, we're going to do the Bastard Wound another time. And I think I'm going to go ahead and close the stream. Okay. Normally we would go till 7 o'clock in Central Europe. It's been a busy day. I went hiking. We cleaned behind the rabbit cages. That was a huge event. It's just been a really, really busy day. Can we report to Tunon what we found? Normally, we should be able to go to see the two Archons, and we can't. Clouds hang low over the tiers, disgorging a deluge of rain, thunder shaking your bones as lightning arcs across the sky. You press on with your journey with the awareness that weather like this often complicates travel. You crest a hill to find the road before you, entirely flooded by deep churning water. One of the nearby rivers must have jumped its bank. Sounds really weird. So let's see. Attempt control frost to freeze the water. Attempt athletics to swim across. Attempt bows fire a rope across the river. Or ford the water. Or we could find another route. Shits and grins. This sounds like fun. Let's try some frost magic. The droplets on your hands harden into tiny crystals as your fingers twist into the mystic gestures of frost. The bluish glow of arcane energy builds around you, and you weave it with sweeping movements into the sigil of a long-dead Archon. With an open palm, you channel the magic before you and into the flood, and the water immediately rewards you by slowing and solidifying into a span of solid ice that arches to the far shore. Though the path is slick, you take it carefully and cross without difficulty the mystic forces you called upon, easing the way and clinging to your being. That sounds interesting, doesn't it? Arcane infused. We have plus 30 magic defense. How cool. So we do need to see if we can talk to him. We had a job about finding the sigil, and we found who the sigil belongs to. Explore the cave. We will do that. Crossing the old walls. Okay, we need to do that still. And this is what I was thinking. Okay, I guess we can't. I thought we could come back and give him the news. See if he has any case for us again. We keep checking back in the hopes that he will have another case that we can educate. Okay, let's just go ahead and read this. What about you? Curiosity is not a trait I encourage in my servants. Too often have I witnessed such activity leading down the path to lawlessness. However, if you feel that a better understanding of me will inform your work, then I will allow it. What would you like to know? How did you become the educator? Okay, curb your ambition, student. My path to this dais is not one that could be replicated under any circumstances. However, if your curiosity is determined, I will tell you my story. Okay, guys. I'm going to go ahead and close the stream for today. I need to do some more research on my GPU because the freezing started in earnest when I changed my graphic card. So I'm going to go see if I can get that in grip. I appreciate your being here with me. I just wanted to close this out properly with you. And I stream Thursday through Sunday, by the way. I hope you'll come back and join me again. And that we had actually a stream where we streamed for 5 hours straight and had no problems. So go figure. We'll see if we can't get it sorted out. I do appreciate you being with me. Don't forget to subscribe or follow me and turn on your notifications. And I will see you when I see you.